Sweet. Recap on the weekend. Frustrating to be pipped at the post by Weber State. I thought we had them. The less I say about that, the less trouble I'll get into. How's that? And then, no, I thought, look, here's what I would say about Thursday night against Weber State. I thought we played really well. It was one of the most complete performances we've had, offensively and defensively. We put both sides of the ball together, and really, really proud of the effort. Just, it was a frustration not to come away with the result at that point, because you put that kind of effort forth, and to not come away with the result was it definitely put a chip on our shoulder for Saturday night, which was good. And I thought you saw the result of that on Saturday night, because again, a pretty complete performance on Saturday night, and that's something we've struggled to do this year, is go 2 matches in a row with a complete effort and a complete output. I think we saw that at University of Washington when we went 5 with them, and then the next night, or the next day, we struggled against Fresno State. So to get a complete effort 2 matches in a row was really satisfying. It's something we can build on for sure. I think the other reflection I've got coming out of this last weekend is I talked a lot in our non-conference schedule about how the adversity of those matches were going to prepare us for what's coming, and I thought it really showed on Thursday and Saturday that we were up for both matches and we were prepared to battle. So it was good.
And the Pens obviously just got the nod from Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week. You just talk about her performance and how much she seems like she's been an impact player this entire season.
Yeah, phenomenal from Emma. She's to me, she's an elite middle blocker. She's able to score offensively, but her blocking is something truly special. And when I just had blocking film with her this morning before the announcement came out, and I was like, hey, what are you looking to improve on as a blocker? And she goes, really, it's my left hand. And that's how detailed, she's in the point of being so detail-oriented with her blocking. She's so confident in it that it's pretty fun just to be working at that level with an athlete, especially at this point in her career. I mean, she's technically she's a junior, but with her COVID exception, she's a sophomore. And so at this point in her career, to be having that high level of conversation with her is pretty outstanding, and it shows. I mean, I think she's 10th in the nation in total blocks and 18th in the nation in blocks per set, which it's no joke, I mean, and to play the schedule we did in the non-conference and still be in those categories it's big time.
It seems like she's been with this program forever, so it's kind of crazy when you put in perspective that she's only a sophomore. But how has she helped guide Jordan, as she's obviously had a big pull on this team as a freshman, and how they kind of work together? How has she helped?
Yeah, I think just by more than anything by her example. Emma sets a great example for Jordan, and I think Casey sets a phenomenal example for Jordan as well, just about work ethic, the detailed nature of the job as a middle blocker. I think sometimes middle blockers are overlooked as kind of just like some coaches will refer to them as blockheads, like just, hey, go do your job, don't think about it too much. Whereas Emma's very cerebral. She's very intelligent, and she's kind of cued Casey and both Jordan, and Casey's really stepped up in their leadership in that of Jordan as well. Just, hey, we have to work hard at this. This is not just a go run around and close blocks and hit ball. No, there's a lot of detail that goes into it, a lot of learning. And the more you dive into the film and the learning element, the better you'll get. And I think Emma really sets the standard for our program with that.
And then only being sophomore standing, where do you think her ceiling is? Do you think she's there yet? Or
No, yeah. I think defensively, like I said, it's details. And she always comes off, like she told me she thought she left 5 or 6 blocks on the court on Saturday night. And so will she have 9 in a 3-set match, and she feels like she left 5 or 6 out there? Hey, so if once she starts getting 15 in a 3-set match, then we'll talk about her ceiling a little bit. But no, she's not close. And I think her biggest growth right now is just in those details from a blocking perspective. I think offensively, she feels like she's got a massive amount of growing to do and areas to contribute there as well, which is great.
What does that say about her approach as an athlete, I guess, when you win Defensive Player of the Week and she's one of the top blockers in the nation, but yet she still thinks she's leading the bunch on the court?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, her speed from pin to pin, like when she's going from side to side, is elite. Like I have worked with maybe 2 middle blockers, maybe 3 in my career prior to Emma, where you see that combination of speed and athleticism to be able to get up and over the net. I think it's pretty unique. And when you think about what the future holds for her, it's pretty exciting, because if she keeps developing. And the thing is, for Emma, she knows, like her big gain last year really came from her efforts during COVID. She really dialed in her nutrition, really dialed in her strength and conditioning, and she knows she's still got room to gain in those areas still. And as such, I just think that the sky's kind of the limit for this kid, because she sees the game so well, and once you see the game, you're able to do things that others can't.
Get to spend the weekend in Spokane coming up, playing both Eastern Washington and Idaho. Just from a Big Sky standpoint, obviously those are two teams kind of battling for position to get into that top 8 slot. You kind of are within the contenders of that as well. What's it mean for you to just go on the road and try to kind of handle business against two teams kind of trying to jockey for positions?
Yeah, I think that's a great way to express it. I think Eastern and Idaho are dangerous because they're hungry. They know they're in a position where, even this early in the season, where they're having to scratch and claw for everything they get, and that concerns me. When you run into a team like that. Eastern's a program on the rise, in my opinion. I think Leslie over there is doing a fantastic job. I think we've all got challenges at each institution, and I think Eastern's challenges are unique to them in some ways. But I think Leslie's doing a fantastic job over there. What I'm seeing on film already is a team who's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. I mean, they're going to just do whatever they can to score a point. And so we're going to have to be alert. We're going to have to be aware. And I think, I think one of the big talking points coming out of this last weekend was actually not only Emma Pence's blocking, but our digging. I think we averaged 17 or 18 digs per set this last weekend, which is not something we've done. And if we can continue along that line, it'll help us against teams like Eastern and Idaho, who are really going to throw everything at us. If we can put up a good block and get some clean transition offense. But yeah, and in Idaho, they're always big, they're always physical. So, and that presents its own dangers because they're a big physical team. And I haven't dove into their film too much just yet, but just took a cursory look at them at this point. And I know Debbie, she's an extreme competitor. She'll do whatever she can to get a win as well. So, I'm expecting 2 really hard-fought matches this weekend, and we're going to prepare accordingly.
Is it funny in the last couple of years you kind of brought up that like Eastern Washington throwing the kitchen sink at you, where like a couple of years ago they might have said the same thing about you, and now you're out where you're at?
I was thinking, it's one of those weird things that comes to you in the shower, Andrew. But yeah, I was thinking about that in the shower this morning. Just how, and you think about last year, and Jeremiah at Weber State made this comment last year when we went to them on that last weekend and we're competing for the conference title. How cool is it for us at Montana State, where we're now in the position of looking at teams and being like, okay, we need to take care of them, they're going to throw the kitchen sink at us, when 4 or 5 years ago when I first started out, it was like, hey, what do we need to do to get a win? And really I think it's a huge effort from the program, and I know and when I say the program, I'm thinking about Cole, I'm thinking about Katie, I'm thinking about Carly, I'm thinking about my wife, all the people who have poured their heart and soul, and me, and the athletes, and who've poured their heart and soul into this over the last 4 or 5 years to get us to this point. It's pretty cool. And I think what you see in the Big Sky is you've seen Weber State and us make this big jump. And you see the consistency between Northern Colorado and Northern Arizona. And I know for us as a program, it's all about sustainable success. I've always said that since day one. I don't just want to be a flash in the pan and be good one year and then fall off the next. And so for me, I want to be that program like Northern Colorado, like Northern Arizona, and like Weber State these days. And I think we're in the mix as well, where we're going to give everybody a run for their money every night of the week. But it's interesting just to see that evolution. I know what's gone into it. I know what it's taken, so I'm proud of it. But I'm not going to rest on it. I'll tell you that.